Hi people, it's Archivist here, and today I would like to discuss something that was recently said by Peter Moore, who is the Chief Operating Officer for Electronic Arts, and this is with regards to the upcoming title Star Wars Battlefront, which I for one am really looking forward to. In a recent discussion with GameSpot, Moore stated that very few people actually play the single player on these kind of games, essentially saying that a fully realised campaign was left out of Battlefront, because people don't play single player according to their data. The way I see it, there are two ways of responding to this. First of all, looking back at the older Battlefront games, a single player campaign was never a major focus. Essentially all you had were missions tied together with brief cutscenes that just gave you an idea of what you were doing and why you were doing it. It wasn't anything special, just an alternative way of experiencing the game. There was no focused narrative like in KOTOR or The Force Unleashed. Therefore, if DICE are simply going to improve upon the original Battlefront formula, then there is no real need to bring in a fully fledged single player mode. It wasn't really a part of the series before, so it's not as if long-term fans will be losing anything this time around. If nothing else, it gives them time to focus on what really matters, the minute-to-minute gameplay, and ultimately that's what I remember and love about the original Battlefront games. Well, that and the fact it was Star Wars. However, I do take issue with the fact that Peter Moore is making it seem as if single player in general is unpopular amongst gamers. The reason single player isn't popular in, for instance, Battlefield 4 is because it isn't very good. There are many games where multiplayer and single player are enjoyed equally because both modes are given care and attention. It just seems to be EA's policy to avoid making a decent story, and that's why their single player modes are seldom explored. Furthermore, it seems like a waste to not at least tell some kind of small story when Star Wars is the subject matter. We've already seen models for interesting characters such as Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. Surely it would be a good idea to incorporate them into some kind of loose narrative. With Battlefield, there was never a real need to give it a single player at all. The franchise is rooted in multiplayer gaming from the very beginning, and therefore leaving out single player is not only forgivable, but also a natural thing to do. However, Star Wars has its roots in cinema, where storytelling is a primary focus. Therefore, it feels more natural and compelling to tell some kind of story. Some of these decisions make me wonder, are we going to be playing Star Wars Battlefront or Battlefield Star Wars Edition? On the whole, there are two ways to look at this. On the one hand, it's a shame that there is no single player campaign, but on the other there are understandable reasons as to why it's been left out. It is certainly an interesting topic for debate.